I wanted to tap into your area of expertise, relationships, and I really wanted to look at a few.
You are slightly breaking up, Joel. I'm just letting you know. Sorry, you're
Yeah, no
slightly
worries.
breaking up.
That's
So
fine.
just with me. Okay.
Am I back now? Yeah, back in the game.
I think so. Yeah.
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 You're a
Yeah.
bit in and out as well. If we keep pushing, hopefully
Am
that will
I
get the
okay?
gremlins to run out of the system. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I want your area of expertise, relationships. Really wanted to tap into what I see as three areas that are going to be affected by the COVID-19 isolation, the quarantine, all of that.
Yeah.
And I was particularly motivated by London Hughes, who's a comedian, and she's been commenting from a singleton perspective, a black female singleton perspective.
Yeah.
And it's been quite, comedic, hilarious. She's good at what she does. But she really touched on a few things in terms of, just how does a singleton right now who was forced into quarantine and maybe didn't have too many options in the black book to even get on and have a phone call with, how do they deal with the cabin fever and just that whole period of being by themselves at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point, and I don't think she's alone in that position. I think what I would say to a lot of people is this is the perfect time to have a great relationship with yourself. And that's all about looking after yourself. And I think the thing about, if you're thinking about dating, you're often thinking about how can I put myself out there? How are other people going to receive me? And how do I come across to them? Well, I think this is the perfect time for self-improvement. What about me do I want to work on? Let me reflect back on past relationships. What's gone well? What's not gone so well? How am I doing? Looking after your health, looking after your fitness, looking after your mental well-being. This is a really good time for all of that positive self-reflection, so that when you do get out there, you're coming from a place of authenticity. I know who I am and I know what I want. And I think that's often in our busy, mad lives, we don't get much time to think about ourselves in that healthy way. We're often just thinking about, I'm so busy, I've got to squeeze this in, I've got to go on these apps, I've got to tap into this place. But I'm saying, let's just have a little reset, slow down and think about who you are and where you're at in your life and what is actually going to work well for you, and look at it that way.
So if that's the singleton, what about the new couple who chose to quarantine? Maybe had an option to not do that at the beginning, but they thought, oh, bae, this is a perfect opportunity for us.
Let's do this.
and a month in now, they're regretting it. They're missing their space, and they just want to know how to navigate this period without ruining what they've got.
Yeah, you know what? Very brave and very romantic to go, let's do quarantine together because it's going to be lovely. And what you're going to...
Well, I've lost you.
Where it's all about understanding. Am I still there? Have you got me now?
Yeah, I lost you for a bit. You said, where you going to, and then you stopped. Go on.
Okay, it says my internet connection is unstable.
That's fine.
Am I back now?
You're back, yeah.
Okay. So it's like speed dating, isn't it? You've gone from, hello, how are you, to, oh my God, I'm sick of you leaving the toilet seat up or down, or you're dirty, you're this, you're that. And it's all going to have been squashed into 4 weeks. And what you've got to remember that this is not the time to sweat the small stuff. And you also need space within, it's going to be lovely and romantical. You've gone from that forming stage to the norming stage really, really fast, and there's going to be some storms in there. So just understand that sort of thing is normal, and you've got to still have some space within that to get to know each other and not beat each other up about habits and you're getting on my nerves and things. So if you can build in some routine about we spend time together, we have a little bit of time apart if we can, if you're sort of isolating together in a flat, go and talk to other people online if you can, have other conversations. If you can actually exercise separately so that you have a little bit of away time and then you have your together time, that might help those relationships last the bumpy bits, because you have gone from the rose tinted glasses to it's really, I don't really want to look at you today, really fast. So you need breathing space within that. Does that make sense?
It does. And I guess a lot of those bits of advice will probably lend themselves to my last question, which would be for the couple that's longer in the tooth.
Yeah, come round my house.
well, maybe you might speak from personal experience, but you know, been together a while, know each other, actually at the end of their tether with each other right now, and just need some tips on how to alleviate the growing tension or the tension that remains.
Listen, our new normal for like all of us, no matter how long or short you've been in.
Go on again.
Is growing tension is exactly the headline. And one of the challenges is that we have kind of almost got this enforced togetherness, and we've got no, what I call like, where are the exits? I can't go to work. I can't go out 5 times. I can't distract myself shopping. I can't go to the gym. So it feels like loads of like outlets have shut down. So you do need a new normal kind of structure and routine that you operate by. So for me, actually, it's been about, you know, getting up at a normal time, you know, putting my face on, doing my hair. You know, I nearly cut my own hair.
You said that in the email. I was distressed.
I was like, literally, you know, because it's getting to the point I can't see my hairdresser. So all the things that we take for granted have kind of gone away. So you need that kind of new kind of structure, new focus. And, you know, my husband's brilliant. He just goes, I'm just going away to read. So when he goes and shuts the door, it's like, leave me alone. I'm a talker. So I'm like, hey, I've just had a guy, I just read that, and do you want, and he's like, please. And so the tip is, don't take offense if your partner's going, I need some space, some time out. Like I said also about exercising separately, he goes off cycling, and then occasionally we will go off going for a walk together, and we've actually found walking together pretty therapeutic, because we're just focused and it exercises the brain. And if there are any issues, we can talk them out, quite literally talk them out. And actually, if you're lucky enough to live in areas where there are, you know, there's trees and nature, that's really good for the soul. If you're just spending some time, it de-stresses you, actually brings those negatives down, and you can just breathe and think. And actually, another one is being much more mindful of each other, that nobody's happy in this situation. Nobody's kind of going, hey, I'm the happiest person in the room, what's wrong with you? Everybody's feeling about the same. So it's kind of being respectful of that, being mindful. And for me, I mean, I'm quite an impatient person, so I have to slow down what I say, respond rather than react. So when you're in that kind of brittle state and you're feeling a little bit stressed, we take things the wrong way. Everybody's in the situation where they're taking things the wrong way. So just take a step back and take a moment and breathe before you respond to somebody saying, I'm like, why did you do that? Or why didn't you do that? These aren't helpful. So it is not sweating the small stuff and learning to let things go a little bit. I'm also a cleanliness freak. And I've got my teenage daughter's back from university. She's not happy about it. She was having a fantastic time in Manchester, and that was cut short. And so she gets up at weird times. She has a lot of crockery in her room. I don't know why. Why can't she bring it down to the kitchen? But I have to sort of, why aren't you up at the same time as me? Because I'm a teenager. Why aren't you as clean as me? Because I'm doing my own thing. So it is about also respecting her, being more independent, but actually coming back home. And she's not 8 years old, she's 19. So it's all these little things that we have to forgive each other and be kind to each other, and also be kind to ourselves, that we have to think about and say this is, and take it day by day, rather than like, you know, I can't cope with this for another week. Just breathe and try and do thing for each other every day and be thoughtful. So it's going back to that 5 compliments to 1 criticism. It's quite a good rule to live by. Anyway, this is the time where we all need to think a bit more like that.
Listen, Anjula, you've been an absolute dream. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
I think I've got a feeling I'm going to be coming back to you for some more advice.
Okay.
maybe privately, not so much professionally. Who knows?
Okay.
But no, I'm conscious. There's a whole raft of groups I haven't covered in this interview, but we can touch on them in a week or so's time.
Okay, and I'm also conscious that there are people who are suffering from anxiety and other mental health issues and struggles that, you know, need a little bit more time and care. I mean, these are very general things that we're talking about to do with relationships, but I'm aware that there are other people that, you know, also deserve some spotlighting on their issues and support. Because I also had this idea, like, God, wouldn't it be great if I could do drive-bys where people are having relationship problems? I'll sit in a car and shout through the window, hey.
You know, we're living in an era that's getting closer to driverless vehicles. So who knows, the next pandemic, that might be possible.
That'll be me. You'll see me outside your window going, any support, I'm here.
Thanks for your time, right? I'm going to be touching base with you soon. We might even do that, you know, a whole look at mental health and just kind of really home in on that and cool. some hints and tips for people who are suffering in that way. So look out for more. All right. I really appreciate your time for now, though.
Thanks, Joel. Good to see you.
You too, man.
Good to talk to you. You too. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.